Most people think cybercrime is just about stolen passwords, hacked emails, and annoying viruses. But that belief is dangerously outdated. Because today, cybercrime is no longer a side activity of lone hackers. It has become one of the most profitable underground industries on Earth. And it is quietly attacking banks, governments, corporations, and entire economies in ways most people never see. Every single minute, cybercriminal networks steal an estimated $4.5 million worth of data, assets, and digital currency. That means that, by the time this video ends, millions will be gone vanishing through invisible routes, into digital black markets, into global criminal ecosystems, and sometimes into the hands of hostile governments. So the real mystery we explore today is this. How did cybercrime evolve into an economy worth trillions, and why? Is the world still struggling to stop it? To understand that, we must go back to the beginning, long before ransomware, crypto-heists, or digital espionage were common words, back to when the internet was young, unsecured, and underestimated. In the 1980s and 1990s, small hacker groups experimented with breaking into government and corporate systems. It was mostly curiosity-driven an exploration of a new digital frontier. There was very little money involved. Passwords were crude, encryption didn't exist, and global networks were still developing. Governments didn't take hacking seriously. Most companies didn't even know it was happening. But the real shift came in the early 2000s when the internet transformed into a global marketplace. Suddenly, banks, companies, hospitals, governments, and supply chains moved everything online. This created an enormous opportunity. Criminals no longer needed guns, networks, or physical presence. All they needed was a laptop and an internet connection. Credit card theft became the first digital gold rush. Underground forums emerged, selling stolen card numbers, personal data, SIM identities, and forged documents. And as money moved online, so did crime. But the rise of cryptocurrency changed everything. It created the perfect environment for borderless, semi-anonymous transactions that governments struggled to trace. This was the birth of a new global economy, the cybercrime economy. Interconnected, decentralized, and evolving faster than any law enforcement agency on Earth. That led to the next stage: organized cybercrime. Sophisticated groups in Russia, Eastern Europe, China, and North Korea began treating hacking like a full corporate operation. They created teams, leadership structures, and even customer support. They offered hacking tools, malware kits, digital laundering services, and ready-made ransomware packages. This is how the modern cybercrime ecosystem emerged. You no longer need technical skills to be a criminal. Everything can be bought. Ransomware as a servers, phishing kits, botnet rentals, dark web marketplaces, crypto mixing services, stolen data subscription plans. Cybercrime became industrialized, and as it scaled, it collided directly with the global economy. The breaking point came between 2017 and 2021, when ransomware attacks exploded, hospitals shut down, pipelines froze, power grids were threatened, factories halted. A single ransomware attack on the Colonial Pipeline in the United States temporarily disrupted fuel supply to millions. An attack on a Maryland hospital led to delayed surgeries. Attacks on global shipping, giant Maersk, shut down ports and cost the company hundreds of millions in losses. The world realized something terrifying. Cybercrime wasn't a digital inconvenience, it was an economic weapon. Today, the economic damage is enormous. Cybercrime costs are projected to reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025, more than the GDP of Japan, Germany, India, and the UK combined. That means cybercrime is becoming one of the largest economies in the world. But the most dangerous evolution is how cybercrime now merges with geopolitics. Certain governments quietly support hacking groups, using them as deniable weapons against rivals. North Korea funds large parts of its nuclear program with crypto theft. Chinese groups conduct industrial espionage at massive scale. Russian groups run ransomware operations that destabilize Western institutions while providing Moscow plausible deniability. In other words, cybercrime isn't just crime anymore, it's a geopolitical tool. Financial institutions face the highest risk. Banks store trillions digitally. A single breach can trigger panic, stock crashes, or liquidity shortages. The global financial system is interconnected. One attack can ripple across continents. But why is cybercrime exploding despite increased security? The answer is simple. Digital systems grow faster than security systems. Every year, billions of new devices connect to the internet: phones, cameras, sensors, cars, refrigerators, entire factories. Every new connection is an entry point. Add to that remote work, cloud storage, AI-powered cyber attacks, and outdated infrastructure. And the result is a digital world that is impossible to fully secure. Even worse, the darkest part of cybercrime remains hidden: the digital laundering system, which converts stolen money into usable wealth. Stolen cryptos mixed through anonymous services. Funds are routed through shell companies, online casinos, fake investments, and offshore servers. Ransomware payments vanish into global liquidity streams, merging with legitimate transactions. This is why governments struggle. They are fighting networks that don't have borders, don't have territory, and don't rely on traditional financial institutions. Modern cybercrime networks operate like global corporations. They outsource parts of their operations. They diversify revenue streams. They reinvest profits. They collaborate with corrupt officials. They exploit political instability. And because everything happens online, the cost of attack is low, but the potential profit is enormous. So what does this mean for the future? It means the global economy is entering a new era where financial stability depends not just on markets or governments but on invisible digital infrastructure constantly under attack. The world is more vulnerable than ever. Artificial intelligence is making cyber attacks faster, smarter, and more automated. Deepfake technology threatens elections, banking verification systems, and national security. Quantum computing may eventually break encryption, entirely making today's security obsolete. And the dark web continues to evolve into a marketplace of tools that anyone can buy for a few $100s. So what can be done? The first takeaway is this: cybercrime is no longer a technical issue, it is an economic and geopolitical threat. Governments must treat it like a national security priority, not a niche IT problem. The second takeaway: the weakest part of the global economy is its digital infrastructure. Outdated systems, unsecured supply chains, and unregulated crypto flows make the world extremely vulnerable. And the third takeaway: the future of crime will be digital, automated, and global. The next major financial crisis may not come from banks or markets, it may come from a coordinated cyber attack on the systems that support them. As we move deeper into a digital age, one thing becomes clear: cybercrime isn't just growing, it's shaping the future of global power. If you want to understand money, crime, geopolitics, corruption, war, and the invisible networks shaping our world, you're in the right place. Subscribe to The Dark Economy for more deep, evidence-based breakdowns of the hidden systems behind global power.